This is not something that we normally do, but it's they're friends of ours, so
They're friends of the channel.
yeah. So exceptions.
We have the right. We reserve the right to make exceptions
to
for
do
friends of
whatever
our
the
channel.
fuck we want to do.
All right, let's do it.
And go.
Hey everybody, this is X from Gershok. A couple weeks ago, we came back from a 19-day-long road trip that we called the Kiss Our Jobs Goodbye
Kiss Our
Tour.
Jobs Goodbye,
And
yeah.
it was the craziest adventure we've ever been on. But we wanted to bring back something a little more valuable than a tour flyer, a vlog series, or some tourist shirt that says, I went to Nebraska with an ear of corn under the text.
Corn!
So instead, we came back with the answer to the most frequently asked question that we hear from our brothers and sisters in the underground. How do metalheads discover new music anyway? These are our results.
Hey everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott McRib from Gershok, and I'm here with...
This is X from Gershok.
And I mixed in a cup today. What percentage of the music you listen to has guitar in it?
Oh man, I definitely have to say metal.
Oh, it gotta be 100%.
100%.
All of it. 100.
All of it?
All of it.
All of it? I mean, all of it, really.
100.
All of it?
Exclusively. All of it.
Probably all.
Everything.
All of it, man.
Basically all of it, man.
100%.
Let me get all of it.
100%. 100%.
100%.
101.
666%.
120%, man.
100,000%.
It's gonna be 95%
What's in the other 5, if you don't mind me?
reggae music.
Doesn't reggae have guitar in it, though?
Reggae has guitar. Hey,
100%.
he's wearing a t-shirt.
Right, we closed the gap. That's the remaining 5.
Metalheads are not your average audiophile. To them, heavy metal is not just a listening experience, it's a religion. You could be the world's biggest pop star one month and be a washed-up has-been the next, but a respected metal band is respected for life. But tapping into that audience
He's right.
is not as easy as most people think. It's actually way harder than any other genre of music. Generally speaking, for popular music, there's no end to all the ways you can reach an audience. It could be through the radio, Spotify, a movie soundtrack, a TV show, at the gym, at the mall, at the barbershop, maybe even when you're on hold waiting for Comcast to tell you why your internet sucks. As long as your song is on Shazam, you are searchable.
No, I definitely feel that. I mean, people would definitely be controlling what you think. I mean, if you see the most popular shit, you probably gonna know the most popular shit.
I think I look more at like the trending page, so whatever is like trending, that's what I like typically look at. Okay, well when I'm on YouTube listening to my songs, I click on like suggested ones. You need to get a Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I don't understand it.
Facebook is literally developed into one of the best social medias ever.
However, metalheads are very different than most music listeners, because a big part of the metalhead ethos is all about actively rejecting mainstream buzz and radio waves. Because metalheads don't like to be spoon-fed their taste and opinions. They prefer to make that decision themselves. By the way, if you're a non-metalhead and you think that description could apply to any other genre of music in the same way, it doesn't. And don't kid yourself. Unfortunately, this puts a lot of metalheads into a box where they're oftentimes unaware of what's out there today.
So what's the newest band or artist you discovered these days?
That's
That's a tough one.
That's a good question.
Wow.
This hard, man.
That's a tough one. Cause I'm still listening to a lot of old stuff.
That's a hard one.
That's the elitism will get you.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know right now off the top of my head. I really don't. I'm sorry, I suck.
Pass.
That's kinda tough. I think... Dude, I
How
don't
do they do
know.
that
I can't
effect?
think of that right now.
Be that as it may, there's still plenty of metalheads actively discovering new bands.
The newest band I discovered is Batushka.
Brand of Sacrifice been fucking good.
The
Real
most recent band I
Matushka.
discovered is another KC band called The Whisper of the Whimsy. Kill the Snakes.
I would have to say Strip Liquor.
Year of the Knife. Bound in Fear.
Oh,
Year of the
Betty.
night.
A local band here called Bitter Kiddos.
Gershok.
What Lies Ahead.
Enzo Ottawa is a wonderful group.
Fellowship Octavius is a pretty good one that's out there.
Playbringer.
They're called Hammerhead.
Infinite Annihilators.
See the Fallen.
Infinite Alley.
Yeah.
Maybe Lorna Shore? Tooth Grinder.
I guess Gunship is a relatively newish band that I discovered.
I'll say Kublai Khan. I haven't
I haven't heard of them, but I just started listening to them. This guy's shirt bent me.
There's a really good one called Balmoria.
Like Tuxedo.
Waking the Cadaver and Car Bomb.
They're kind of old, but Lazarus AD. The band I was listening to earlier, After the Burial, Nail Blew the Scars from New Zealand.
Very nice. They're from Australia, aren't they?
Scares too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Devil Driver.
It's Tycho. New Tycho. It's amazing.
New Tycho is so great.
I've just been listening to this kind of like reggae band called the Expendables, which I thought were pretty fun.
What's the newest band you discovered?
Cool.
Awesome. How'd you discover them?
Spotify. Cover, check those guys out, they're sick. Master.
Goran Bregovic.
Dude, Cher. Cher. It's not not Cher. You know Cher.
What's the newest band you
know
discovered?
Raven Black.
Ooh. Am I saying this correct? Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Borgia.
Dimmu Borgir. I'll go with Dimmu Borgir on this one as well.
Hey, they got it. They got it.
I discovered probably Liquid Titanium. Here, discovered them tonight. They're about to go on stage. The band I just played just now, Vital Pilots. I never heard of them, but I just checked them out. I like their stuff. It's good.
Gershon.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Talk to
finally
me.
discovered Big Son.
Vital Pilots.
All these whack ass bands.
You guys.
Well,
Big Son.
Oh man, I have to say one of the bands I've actually new discovered has had to be you guys.
You guys. Gershon.
You guys.
Gershon.
Yeah.
You guys.
Talk about it. Gershock.
You guys.
I still don't.
Well, I found you guys.
And you guys,
I still don't know how to pronounce it.
I recommend that everybody go out and check them out.
all right. What about you, Buggy? Tell me who you discovered.
So
He looks drunk as
today
hell.
I started listening for the first time to this band called the Cleveland Steamers. They're a really good band, dude. They're so awesome.
Where are they out of?
Steamer. Steamer, Arkansas.
Steamer, Arkansas. I believe that's a place.
Contrary to popular belief, there's actually quite a few metalheads out there who listen to new stuff and don't just stick to the same 80s thrash legends. But this puts newer groups into a really complicated situation. How do you market music to people who don't like being marketed to? Well, that's what we came here to find out. So all those fresh new bands out there starting out in one of the most unforgiving eras in music history, this is the part of the video where we finally get to understand the answer to that big question.
How did you discover that band?
That was YouTube. Bored one day, got on YouTube and decided, let's find some new music.
Yeah, just on YouTube.
Fucking YouTube.
Found it through The Village and
The Village?
Oh my
God!
Since like through YouTube entirely.
Yep.
Right here with Alan Camp and his collective.
Oh, so they played a show here?
Yes, sir.
You know, we actually opened for them.
We played with them.
We played with them.
I played a show with these guys, man. It was awesome.
We played with Whisper the Whimsy, and we know them as well.
I grew up with them.
They opened for us at Castleman's a long time ago.
I booked them on a show for a client that I was working with.
Played this kick-ass show.
We've been beeping all the curse words, but he's got motherfucking legends on there.
Party. I mean, it was rock star.
I just walked down the fucking street and listened to you guys playing on stage.
I saw them at Bonds. It's a rock bar in San Antonio.
And I saw them when I went to see Cyclone 9, didn't know who the fuck they were, and I was like, oh shit, I like this band.
Lame Genie. I was going to see them, and then I discovered Bentley there, and it was just remarkable. Like, I fell in love with them immediately, and yeah.
First time seeing these cats play from Waco, Texas. Yeah, y'all are sick.
All social media, you know what I'm saying, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So either way, I'm in the loop.
Facebook and everything, and started watching some videos. Cool stuff.
Actually, bassist Stitch is actually friend requested me 2 hours before the show.
You know, rummaging through Spotify.
That's always cool.
Mostly through just like the Spotify recommendations nonsense. I think it was on Spotify. Oh, Spotify.
Spotify?
Spotify.
Spotify.
Google?
Oh, just through Apple Music.
Apple Music, that is a new one, actually. Found them on Pandora.
It came through some radio shit, you know?
Pantera.
Which is lame. I actually met Elijah on Tinder.
Oh, really? How'd that go?
It was really good.
Iggy Pop did a song with him in the Death Car. We're alive.
Pornhub.
Oh, that's a new one. That's a fucking new one.
So far, it sounds like the three most common answers were Spotify, YouTube, and live performances from an opening act. But wait a minute, that doesn't sound out of the ordinary at all. Well, that's kind of true, but there was one answer we got more than any other. Word of mouth.
Well, how would you discover a band these days?
Listen to my friends.
Oh, just through friends.
Friend recommendations are huge.
Just word of mouth, I suppose.
All right, how'd you discover Macabre?
That guy.
This man's playlist.
I get a lot of my music from him, believe it or not.
He turned me on to that band.
He showed it to me, and I was like, oh, all right.
That's
cool.
true.
He just was like, hey, you should check this out.
So my wife actually introduced me to them.
A friend of mine turned me on to them. Oh yeah, our friend Jesse. He showed me one of their videos.
A date that I was going on showed me some good artists. I can't lie.
I ran sound at a wedding, got really drunk, and some guy told me about Big Sun.
My homeboy actually told me about a show they were having in San Antonio, and I missed it. But I started listening to their music afterwards, working out and shit.
A friend told me about it. Check out
They
this
look like they're in
band. It's
Iraq
all,
right now.
extremely.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's badass.
I'll be honest, I've heard the phrase word of mouth is key plenty of times, but it never made any sense to me. It wasn't until after we did this survey that it really started to click.
That's how the metal scene works, you know? Like, you talk to your friends and listen to what they've listened to.
In an industry that so heavily promotes the same song, sung 1,000,000 times by 1,000,000 stars to 1,000,000,000 people using the same 4 chords, metal is the #1 style of music that dares to go against the grain. And if you're the kind of person who is sick of being surrounded by a society of people that you wouldn't trust a dull pair of scissors with, there is nothing more vindicating than discovering a breed of people who can prove to you that you are not alone.
Holy shit, dude. I think you're the first one here who gets me, man.
Holy shit. Dude, this is my fucking buddy right here now.
What's up, Brett? What's up, Tony C?
You know what? There should be more of us.
The answer is trust. That's what it's all about in the end. Trust. When you hear some jackass on the radio telling you why you should listen to Lil Xan inspiring you to snort cocaine, you shouldn't trust that guy. But when your best friend is telling you that a group of guys from Europe just dropped an album full of pure bangers, you know it's the truth because you trust him. So here's the conclusion. If you're a fresh metal band and you want the world to know your name, there's one thing you gotta focus on above all else. Writing the best damn song you can possibly write. As obvious as it sounds, that point cannot be stressed enough. When your main marketing strategy is word of mouth, it's not your press kit, your college degree, your advertising campaign, or your billboard position people are talking about. It's your music. Don't just make a good song. Don't just make a great song. Make a song that is so damn amazing that it would be a sin for people not to hear it. And then the power of your music will do all the work for you. I'm X from Gershock, and thank you for watching our video. Now go make something amazing.
I actually kind of thought that I think. Yeah,
Is that the rest of it?
Yeah, I think it was just that stuff.
Yeah.
I actually thought that he was gonna talk about reaction channels because I bet that's a lot of people say that's how they discovered some of the stuff in metal because it's still.
Look, see, I knew it. I told you.
Oh.
Well, rewind it a little bit. I was right. I knew it. That's why I let it keep playing. Smart.
This is not something that we normally do, but it's they're friends of ours. So.
They're friends of the channel.
Yeah. So exceptions.
We have the right. We reserve the right to make exceptions
to
for
do
friends
whatever
of our
the
channel.
fuck we want to do. Yeah, that's right.
Let's do it.
Okay, ready?
so he bleeped out all the curse words.
Yeah, but how did
and then in flies Sori with a nice F-bomb.
Yeah.
Thank you very
because
much.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do too.
When the whistle go.
Oh,
that's great.
Well, that was inspired. I don't know, like, where exactly to categorize that. Like, I
don't know.
It was like a whole production from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know the thing
Well
that's really,
done.
you know what's amazing to me is like when people are like multi-talented,
Mm-hmm.
like can do two things well. Like if I was trying to do like a promo video for my band, like this would be the most unique way of doing it, because it's like he wasn't centering Gershok, but at the end of the day, it's like, hey,
But it's true, yeah.
So they're unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
Like the level of talent that these people have is ridiculous.
Well done.
But it's also like, 2019, man, people got technology. Everybody's kind of their own kind of traveling. I just think that a lot of people actually had talent for, let's say, videography or making a 15-minute little mini movie or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think people have always had that talent. It's just we haven't had the production, the ability to get it to the masses.
Yes.
You're to me, you're like a really gifted editor. And 10, 20 years ago, it would have been a talent that was completely dormant because you would have had to spend tens of thousands of dollars in gear, which the common man just doesn't have.
Well, I think that what we can do on a very small budget and compared to what it used to be, like you buy your laptop, well, you have to pay for your laptop, but it also comes with iMovie that you edit. Like I do all my editing in iMovie. Like obviously if I had a better program, I could do more complex stuff. But like that, I feel like this sort of option, like some of the videos that we can do looks like it would be part of a movie with the way that technology has advanced. So
Yeah, even it's crazy. Like even like the filter that you chose here, like
looking all like an old film.
Yeah, like
somebody could come in the back.
It's unbelievable. It's really really amazing stuff. But I we've been friends with this band for a year.
Yeah,
and we hit the 1 year mark.
Yep.
I remember when he first reached out. He actually made the connection with you, right? Because it was on Patreon. Isn't that where?
Yeah, I mean, you know what's weird? Yes, that is what happened. Yes, but it's funny because like I don't like in my mind I'm not connected. We're not connected to them through Patreon.
Right.
In my mind, we're connected to them because we've actually talked to them. And then when we were in California, we met up with them, and
Right, and same thing like with Tina. Like I don't remember exactly when that relationship started, but now like it's part of our life and things like that. So it's a weird thing to know that like those guys are and we haven't got to see them in their element yet, which is something that's on my bucket list. Like I'd like to see them live. And
well, that interview that we just did.
Which one?
Remember the one that's coming out? Remember that whole thing?
That's right. We're gonna keep it quiet. Get stuff under the way. Okay. But yeah, I thought this was really, really. He's right though. I do think if you look at like who the great pop star was in the 80s, and I'm not one of these people that's like dissing pop music. Like I think there's a place for all types of music and whatever. But it's true. Like the pop stars of the 80s and the 90s, like you're almost embarrassed that you like them. Like who's listening to NSYNC or whatever now? Like nobody's like, like but the bands that I listened to in that time period, Korn, Slipknot, like I'm still with them. It was crazy. Like when we went to the Korn show, they had these shirts, Still a Freak.
Yep.
Talk about Freak on a Leash, which came out in like, I don't know, 90, I don't know. I found them in 99, but it's probably before that. But it's true, like there's like a certain type of loyalty that metalheads have.
Yeah.
I think it's true for rappers too, though. Like I think like Biggie, for example, like he died close to 20 years ago, maybe 97. He died in 97.
Yep.
So yeah, 20 years ago, right? 07.
No, I agree with you. I
17.
think that, there's
like
a similarity between that.
B.I.G., like, I'm still to this day, I'd put him up against anybody, and I have no shame in saying I was a Biggie fan.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, old school Nas. So I think you do see it in hip-hop, but it's still not at the degree of metal, because metalheads have more of like a visceral, emotional connection with their bands.
Yeah.
And like their band, like this is my, like you don't say like Biggie is my rapper.
No.
Like, you know, like you'd say he is the best rapper, but you don't say it's my. Whereas in metal, it's like this is my band, and there's nothing like the camaraderie that you see at a metal show either. You know, like you immediately, you know that the person next to you is feeling what you're feeling, and when you see them react to certain types of songs or whatever, and people come up to us and it's a very, very, it's definitely a big giant family.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, like we talk about seasons change, you know, and like nothing stays the same forever. And like we had a phase before this where we had a different season and we were doing the things that we were doing, and now we're no longer in that place, and now we're doing this. And sometimes I think, well, that means that this season won't last forever either. And so I think, I'll be so sad when the season is done and we're not like in the, because if let's say we weren't doing this channel anymore and we weren't reviewing this type of music, we were doing, I don't know, selling ice skates on Amazon. I don't know, doing something totally different. Like if we were doing that and then all of a sudden you randomly went to like a show, it doesn't, like right now we're in the community. You know what I mean? We're like very much a part of it. And I don't know. I think it's great. And I love the closeness. And sometimes like I'll just think about the way that it felt being at, like there was one show in particular, and it's so weird because I remember the whole scene, but I cannot remember which band was up on the stage. But I just remember turning around and looking at all the people. That's when I heard like that God loved all those people. And when that happened, it was like crazy because I felt like the closeness of the room, like everybody was like feeling each other and feeling what they've been through, and then like not feeling alone and stuff.
Today I think is the 1 year anniversary of us being at the Behemoth show.
Oh really?
Yeah,
was it the Behemoth show?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it popped up in our Facebook memories.
I think it was the Behemoth show.
Yeah, it was the Behemoth show.
That's really interesting because like I was thinking about it today and I didn't know it was the 1 year.
And the interesting thing about the Behemoth show, it's like here we are, two Christians, we're out Christians, and we got totally everybody knows what Behemoth is about, you know, and then there's all Hail Satan, and then I said Hail Jesus, and like nobody killed me. Like people were coming up to us we had to tear ourselves away from people. Everybody wanted to talk to us, and there was one guy I'll never forget, he said, all right, tell me what he wanted to know, like, why are you a Christian, and what, you know, that type of thing, and like it's just that type of love and acceptance from the community. Like we don't compromise who we are at all.
Right.
And for that to happen, I mean, obviously it started with Nergal, but you know, for that to happen, it's like that says a lot about the metal community. And you know, we kind of phase in and out of different communities based on the season that we're in, and we've been in some pretty toxic religious communities that, you know, have all these reasons for why they're not going to accept people. And yet here you have these metalheads who are supposedly, you know, whatever, Satan incarnate, and yet they're the most...
and I, too, was a little bit surprised because, well, you guys know, I haven't listened to music all my life and stuff, and especially listening to metal was like a very new thing. And so, like, sometimes, like, when I'm at these shows or I'm at these different events, I feel like I love to be there and I love to be around the people, but sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, people are gonna see that I don't like fit into this crowd. Like this is not something that I've been doing all my life, and it's just like slipping on a glove. It's like I'm going in and I'm like looking around and I'm like, you know, taking everything in, and it's like an experience for me. And so but I felt really like taken in by the community. And like I said, I was so worried that there was going to be like, because you get this, you hear about like the metal community and stuff that like, basically that it's just full of a bunch of like guys that will just, you know, like you hear all these horrible things that happen at shows, which none of that has happened, but like, And so I had like this idea of what guys in the metal community were going to be like, and I thought that the comment section was going to be crazy and all that, but people are very nice. Like a lot of times I go in and they say, "Our lovely Sori," and I think that's so sweet when people say stuff like that. Like
they treat you really, really well because they know that you're legitimately trying to understand them.
Yeah,
and you know. So yeah, I really, really appreciated this whole thing start to finish. It was
I know, good job, guys.
really, really, really good job.
Yeah,
really good job. Check out Gershok. They mentioned other bands, and those bands are good too. They're very, very nice. I'm very sure they're very good guys.
And buy their gear,
but buy their shirts.
Buy their shirts, yes.
Then out
and trees grow back. Sorry, out.
That has nothing to do.
Yes, but you know X is gonna like it.
X is good. Well, X was there when it happened.
Yes. So it was for X. I don't have to do it for anybody else.
Then out.
Sorry, out.
Come on.
When the whistle go.